Hello, good evening, everyone. Tonight I'm going to vlog about this book I just finished reading. It's Anne Tyler's Spool of Blue Thread. No? Anne Tyler, A Spool of Blue Thread. This is a cover of the book, and Anne Tyler is one of my favorite authors. She actually wrote The Accidental Tourist, and I haven't I read the book when I was in college, and then I saw the movie also in college in 1988, and something resonated in me in the way she wrote the characters, no? So because of that book, The Accidental Tourist, um, this I became an Ann Tyler fan. So I think after that I read Breathing Lessons, and after a long time I returned back to her, and I've decided I saw this in the bookstore, so I just read A Spool of Blue Thread. One thing I noticed about Anne Tyler is that she has this ability to write multi-generation stories, which are difficult to do, no? Because you have to tie in every single character. So her specialty is multi-generational family stories. So in The Accidental Tourist, she wrote about this bachelor who belongs to this family, no? Um, in this book, A Spool of Blue Thread, and it says here it was nominated for the Man Booker Prize in 2015. That I still have to confirm though. It's again another story about a family in the United States, and it's set in I forgot the state. Oh yes, Baltimore, the city of Baltimore, and it starts in the 1920s, and the main character is Abby. So Abby is a teenager at that time when the story starts, and it spans up to the present, no, when she has already grandchildren, and her decision to marry Red, no, and not this guy that she initially liked. So it's basically uh, the story of how she raised her children. She has two daughters and two sons. But one of those sons is actually adopted, but it was never revealed to the family, and it was only revealed to the son um, later, no? When they all died. Um, I love stories about families, especially these books of authors like Ann Tyler, um, because the action and the conflicts are all uh, between the family members. No? The dynamics of families, how difficult it is to for parents, no, to raise children, and then their children's issues with them. So in the book, the story starts with presenting the youngest son, no, Dennis. So Dennis or Denny? I think it's Denny. Anyway, uh, Denny is the son who cannot make up his mind on what to do with his life. So he drifts from jobs to jobs, and then even his sexual orientation, he, he says he's gay, but actually he's not gay. He's actually straight. So um, it exasperates everyone in the family because he does not have the initiative to, you know, hold life by the balls. No? So throughout the book, he's actually a substitute teacher, and they're encouraging him to be a full-time teacher. But even at that point, he's still not sure. So he's one of those characters um, whose life is just drifting, no ambition. Um, they just coast through life, and it kind of worries the mom Abby, no? Um, and in the book, Dennis becomes the center of the story because the conflict surrounds him. No, um, what happens to the family is that Abby, the mother, worries only about Dennis, forgetting that she has three other children, two daughters and an adopted son. So she forgets that she has other children. So no, I don't really say mean forget. It's just that because Dennis demands more of her time. It looks like to the other children, it looks like she's playing favorites, which they say several times in the book. No? I like how the I like how the book is written. Um, it's very leisurely. No? It presents each character, and my favorite character in the book is actually Stem, the adopted son, because he Abby is such a good do-gooder that when women leave her with their children, she becomes like a foster parent to these children. But most of the children are returned to the mother, no? After some time, when the mother is already able to take care of the child, she goes to Abby and takes back the child. In the case of Stem, I think the mother died, the parents died, so Stem was left to her, and yeah, so when Dennis and the daughters were growing up, suddenly they had a brother, you know. So for them, they knew that Stem was adopted because suddenly it just came to the picture. Um, and the irony is, Stem becomes the son that they want, no? Reliable, responsible, and in the book, Stem is the one who kind of inherits the skills and the company of the dad. No? The dad is a carpenter, and he designs houses, and it was Stem, ironically, who's not even his blood relation, who becomes the person most likely to inherit that business. Since the daughters are not interested, and yeah, as I said before, Dennis, the real son, is ambivalent, no, towards um, that. So Stem, who marries Laura, was also another of my favorite characters because they're so laid back. No, way, I can see me in them. Whatever life throws you, they just like a bamboo, no? They sway, and they don't give complaints. No, the other characters, when problems are presented to them, they get mad. It becomes an issue to them. So, which is the right actually, but sometimes it's better to just buckle up and face the consequences. No, so um, the book shows Anne Tyler's ability to flesh out each character, especially in a family character. You feel like all these characters have backstories, and she tells those stories really well, the backstories of each character. As I told you, this book starts from when Abby is still a, sorry about that, Abby is still uh, um, doesn't have a husband yet. So she meets Red, her husband, through her friend Dane. No? So from there, they build a family, and this family becomes the story of A Spool of Blue Thread. Towards the end of the story, Anne explains why it's a spool of blue thread. Why the title is a spool of blue thread. Um, there are many ways to interpret it. For me, it's just um, the mother saying to the neglected prodigal son that, I am here. We are connected. Whatever you do, I will be there. No, so the spool of blue thread becomes the connection between the mother and the prodigal son. Um, would I recommend this book? I would recommend any Anne Tyler book. Anne Tyler. If you're into stories about families, family dynamics, um, drama within the family structure, she's the author you can go through because, um, in a way, you can find yourself in some of the characters. As I did here, now I felt like I was Tem. I felt like I was Nora. Um, the gender actually doesn't matter because the character speaks to you, and it as always does with Anne Tyler. So anyway, thank you very much for your time. I hope I gave you some idea about the book. Would I recommend that you read it? Yes. If you love family stories, just go read it. Um, and if you can catch other Anne Tyler movies, then Anne Tyler books, then get her books. Please follow me in my Instagram, my Twitter, and my Facebook. And then please subscribe to my channel, Writer Coach Tony. Thank you very much and good evening. Take care, everyone.